Marty, Dan, and I, it took us 12 years to learn how to do what we do. That's a long time. Most people don't have the inclination or the time to do that. What Mr. Mufareh has developed for each and every one of us, you can be where we are, which took us 12 years, day one. That's really, really cool. I really want to talk to the new people that are here. And obviously, this will be for those that have been with us for a while. But it'll give you a little perspective of where we are, how we got here, and really how fortunate we are. When you look at Mr. Mufareh and the inception of this company, Mr. Mufareh brought this out in wintertime. Really, really, really difficult times. And the one thing I've learned about difficult times is hard times build strong people. But I listened to a gentleman the other day, and he talked about the history of very, very large companies, multi-billion-dollar companies. And he said the majority of those companies started off in wintertime, very, very hard times. Usually it's where people go to die, where things go to die. And that's where Mr. Mufareh started this company. He started in very, very hard times. And because he started it in hard times, again, hard times build strong people. And when you have strong people, they build multi-billion-dollar companies. That is where this company started. And because of the first 5.5, 6 years, 7 years that Mr. Mufareh was developing this company, phase one, very, very difficult times, very, very hard times. He not only acquired wisdom, but he acquired that steel backbone. And if you know anything about hard times, just think about the Depression. If you were in the Depression in this country, United States of America, and it was back in the 30s, guys. I know most of you aren't old enough to remember that, and neither am I, by the way. Chris will deny that, but no, I'm not that old. But in the 30s, during the Depression, you either got strong or you just got dead. I mean, you were just pushed to the side because it was really, really hard times. And that's what Mr. Mufareh has been going through. And today, because of what Mr. Mufareh has gone through, he's come out the other end really smelling like a rose. We are in such a great place. We are coming from winter to spring. And the growth that's going to be happening as Mr. Mufareh launches phase two is just going to be phenomenal. If you look at hard times and you look at companies that went through hard times, and I'll start with Disney. Disney is one of those companies, multi-billion-dollar company, but when it was started, it was tough. I mean, he almost went under over and over and over again. But again, he developed that steel backbone, understanding that he had a vision that he knew was really, really good. And if he could just get it out to the world, it would just blossom. And that's what Mr. Mufareh has done. He's had a vision. He believes in the vision 100%. He will never let that vision die. And now he is coming into, can you hear me okay, Marty? You guys can hear me? He's coming into the spring of what he's developed. And by the way, hard times, it's appropriate for you too. If you've been in 6 years, 7 years, if you've been in 2 years, you've had to go through some of those hard times, and you've had to grow. Again, hard times build strong people. And because of what Mr. Mufareh has done, because of what we've done, because of we've had the willpower to stick with things, coming into the spring, coming into that launch of phase two, we are so powerful right now. It's just unbelievable. I want to say one more thing, then I'll hand it back over to Collins. Marty's talked about the money. We talk about AI. We talk about all the things Mr. Mufareh is doing. Marty talks about the market a little bit. I want to say one thing about the market. Unless you have a very, very large market, it's really difficult to have longevity. Mr. Mufareh knows that. And the niches that he's going into are absolutely massive. It would take a lifetime for most people. I don't think Mr. Mufareh, but for most people, to really get a hold of those niches and really, really get 20, 30, 40% of that niche. One of the niches he's going to be into is the educational niche. And I want to give you this number just just so you understand how large the niches are and how that gives us tremendous longevity. And it's just one product. There are multiple products in billion-dollar niches. But if we look at the educational niche, that's an $850 billion niche annually. That's how much money comes in annually. How much of that market will we take? 10%, I think, is a piece of cake. 20%, 30%, 50%. I believe we'll take a majority of that market over time. I don't know how long it's going to take, but over the course of a year, 2, 3 years, it's going to be massive. Just that alone will give you the confidence that as you come in, you get into the business that Mr. Mufareh is offering each and every one of us, that you'll have the longevity to come in and actually build an income online. And because it's book business, what I talked about before, it's book business, you'll be able to develop that income and in time. And I don't think it's going to take that long. Normally it takes 10 years, 12 years to get that done. It's not going to take that much time because of what Mr. Mufareh has done. But over time, you're going to get to that place where you have financial independence, and then you're just going to be able to live the life you want to live.